TIFU by upsetting my GF. My GF went on a work trip and invited me to come. It was possible for me, so I booked the flight and went. First evening was good. Dinner, then basically straight to hotel and bed. Day 2, I toured around town while she worked. We headed towards each other in the evening. I gave her the intersection I was at when I arrived first when she arrived. She gave me the location that she went to. It was only a block from where I was but spans about 3 blocks. Standing at the location that comes up when searched on Google Maps. I could not see her. Told her my location again and said let's just meet there. She couldn't figure out the streets and somehow couldn't see my real-time location I shared. After 30 minutes of this we both were clearly agitated. She gave me the name of a store and said she'd wait for 5 minutes then take an Uber back to the hotel and I can do whatever I want. She just wants to go back to the hotel. Would rather be home. Me too tbh. Store was 2 blocks away, so I started jogging. Got there and looked all over. Inside and down both streets on the corner and she was nowhere to be found. 5 minutes was up. I was texting that I was there asking where she is. No response for almost 10 minutes and doesn't answer when I call. Finally she says by the front door. I was exactly where it comes up on Google Maps when you search for the store. I frantically start running around the building, realizing it spans the entire block, and find her around the corner at the opposite end of the block, and she was talking on the phone, so I just hugged her, relieved that I had finally found her. She blames me for not giving the name of a place she can look up. She doesn't know streets. She's hungry, so I thought food might make her feel better. Every place I suggested, after walking to them she became even more upset because they were too crowded, loud, too long of a wait. I finally pull her to grab a small snack I knew she'd like that was nearby, so that momentarily pleased her. While looking for something to drink, I guided her in a direction of a place I wanted to surprise her with a scenic view of the sunset. We sat for about 30 minutes and talked about a situation that came up with my ex, who agreed to pick up our daughter from school the day I planned to fly back before I booked the flight. As soon as I landed, got a text that she tested positive for COVID and wanted me to pick our daughter up that day. Told her I couldn't. I'm out of town. She didn't believe me, so she said she wouldn't pick her up as agreed because she'd be out of town. I was texting my sisters. They were shocked that she'd take her to school after exposing her and suggested calling the school. If she can't go to school, she doesn't need to be picked up. I think on it as it's already after hours. Back to the GF. She thinks I'm being shady and it should be my ex's choice if she's comfortable with taking her to school, and I should just send her a picture to prove I'm not lying. I do that and she says she'll pick her up from school. GF continues to chastise me. I try to redirect her focus back to food as she's still hungry. We get to another restaurant I found that seems to have a quieter atmosphere and no wait. They tell us some people are just leaving so they can seat us once they clear the table. After waiting about 3 minutes, she catches a passing waitress and says, "Hey, we've been waiting a while for the table." Waitress half-ass apologies and explains that she was just given 4 tables and would be sure to prioritize ours, and continues to be rude throughout the service, and they charge an automatic 20% gratuity. She hoped to get bread while we waited. We did, but it was too dry and hard on the outside. I thought to myself, it's bread. What do you expect? Uncrustables? I literally cut the crust off some pieces and put them on her plate. Instead of using a knife to spread butter, she just jams the bread into the butter. She's constantly staring at her phone. Food arrives. She went straight for what I ordered, tasting 1 bite from her plate, saying it was good, then going back to eating mine. I took 1 bite off her plate and it was not for me. We finished my plate. Hers didn't get touched anymore. She said it sucks, so I asked her if I should ask to have it taken off the check. She said yes, so I went in and asked and they took it off. When she realized they took it off, she got very upset and threw cash on the table as we left, saying she thought I was being nice by asking for a box so we wouldn't leave the mostly untouched dish. I tried to explain that it was just confusion and apologized. She went on and on about how terrible of a person I am that I would even have such an idea, and only if there is something wrong with the quality of the food should it be taken off like a bug, etc. She went on and on about everything I did wrong today. We get back to the hotel. She was planning to have dessert delivered. As soon as we get to the room, she says she booked another hotel and left. I'm heartbroken and afraid that this could be the end of our relationship. This trip was a huge mistake and I should not have come. TL. Dear, I traveled halfway across the country to visit my GF on a work trip. She got upset at everything I said or did this entire evening, then booked a room at another hotel and left. Maybe this belongs in AITAH. None of this is normal behavior. Man, that's one toxic woman. I really hate babysitting adults. Me, I'd just leave her at the food place L with her tantrums and just go get some sleep. I'm sorry, but after reading this I am not sure your GF likes you. Skeptical smiley face. Dude, the GF sounds like a nightmare. You dodged a bullet. Try to rebook to an earlier flight, so you don't have to travel back with her. I grew up partially in Austria, partially in Czechoslovakia. Behind the Iron Curtain, I still remember vividly the propaganda on state TV, including a live stream from the annual USSR Victory Parade in Moscow. Let me tell you, even there were less red flags than in your post-run. Run fast, run far, but run. She sounds impossible. Mate, I realize you're feeling heartbroken, but to me, this would be the sort of thing I'd look back later on and say, wow, she was not the one. She sounds awful. This reads like how my ADHD ass would rant to my GF. Geez, none of this seems normal and you might be better off with someone else. I sounds like the two of you aren't rather compatible together. There is something super strange going on here. She's clearly got a bug up her ass about something else. Maybe she was deluded into thinking you'd propose. IDK. WTF? This woman isn't normal. Get away. I get the vibe she is annoyed with you and feels like you can't do anything right. There's nothing wrong with you. I think she's already knew in her mind that she's over this relationship. It's just not for her. Don't blame yourself. She sounds like she's been already feeling this way for a while, and maybe she thought spending some time on a trip together would make her feel better about you. But it didn't change her feelings. Babe, I love your energy and how you clearly care for your lady. I can see that in how you've rather lovingly taken every disrespectful blow to the face she's made. I'm going to level with you. She's not good to you and you don't need to chase after her affection when she's cold to you. You've done nothing wrong. People employ behavior that gets them the result they want. What they want isn't always rational. Like in this instance, she already knew she'd be sleeping in a different hotel and her behavior would be enough to cause the average person to call it out, causing the argument and her then going to another hotel. This is how I know you did nothing wrong. Every action displayed is not of a partner who respects you in the relationship. If she was having a bad day, I would assume there would be small transgressions. Sure. However, that element of love would still be there. Her actions scream to me that she doesn't care about how you feel. So, why would she want to go to another hotel? I think you know that answer. Deep down, it's okay to put yourself first. You deserve to be loved and respected. All of this just seems to add up to a really bad day. Possibly started by jet lag, exhaustion, hunger, something at work that had nothing to do with you, and a good sleep and maybe some morning makeup. Sex should have been all it needed, but instead she changed hotels. And that's the real WTF moment. You didn't do anything to deserve that. Go home. Wait for her. Have a serious discussion there once she's cooled off. And decide where you both go from there. This post is weird and all over the place. She's bitchy because she's hangry and in a new town. You're simping your way through this post, WTF? Long story short, you don't travel well together, which is a red flag to the health of your relationship. You are being overly accommodating to avoid conflict. Women like this will not respect you and will continue to treat you like a doormat before eventually tossing you. Please stand up for yourself. Set clear boundaries and don't keep company with people who continually try to sabotage your thoughtful intentions. I get super stressed when I travel, so that could be the reason why she acted the way she did. But if she's like this at home, I'd say you got off easy. Do either of you have severe ADHD or autism? It feels like one of you or both have it. Sounds like she is self-conscious about being an idiot while also thinking she's the only one in the world that matters. What a fun combo. Need the damn cliff notes.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.